to my YouTube space. I'm so excited to be sharing my videos with you all. My name is Turayurolu. I'm a designer, a DIY lover, an artist, anything DIY. I'm a self-taught fashion designer. I started sewing like 3 years ago, and I'm so excited to be able to share my experience, my knowledge, my skills with everyone that is aspiring to be making their own clothes themselves. As a self-taught fashion designer, I've come to realize that if you have the passion, you have the imagination, you have that patience to sew, you can definitely make your clothes yourself. So I want to make this an encouragement of people that want to just make clothes themselves. And I'm going to be posting content about sewing, making clothes, trendy clothes, upcycling, DIY, recycling, and lots of creativity. I'll be touching fashion illustration, fashion design, creating your own design yourself from scratch, and also a lot of creative things, upcycling, making DIY, anything. This channel is dedicated to sewing, DIY, and if you want to explore your imagination and create something fun, if you want to upgrade your sewing skills, if you want to just make clothes yourself, and always follow my channel, subscribe, and without further ado, let's get into this video. So I'll be showing you these beautiful dresses that I made out of only 2 materials, and you can use any color of your choice. You don't have to be black and white. And also, this is very easy to make and very beginner friendly. You don't need any advanced skills or anything. Just sew it yourself. So keep on watching.
So I started by cutting my pattern. I already marked out my measurements before I start this video. So I measure the length to be 31, the armhole height, the waist 16, and the hip measurement, shoulder to hip measurement 24. So that's the basis of my pattern. Then I measured the neckline to be 4 inches because I want the neckline to be wider. Then I went down by 1 inch around the shoulders. Then I just slanted to the point where I mark for the neckline. Then also I measure my bust, my waist, and my hip measurement. I'm not using any of that, so I used my exact measurement. And again, the material is stretchy, so there's no need for me to put any of that because it's going to fit well. For that bottom, I used the hip measurement minus 1 inch, so I'm just going to mark everything down. And also the shoulder measurement, I measure my shoulder from the minus the 1 inch I laid down, so we have 7 because it was 8 initially. I laid down 1 inch, so we have 7 now. Then I marked the midpoint of that 7, which is 3.5 inches. Then I went in by 0.5 inch. Then I just slant the upper part and cuff it to the bust point, the bust measurement that I measured earlier. For the neck, I went down by 2.5 inches. Then I just cuff it. So I did a side dart. So I measure from my shoulder to my nipple, which is 9.5. Then I measure from my nipple to nipple, that's nipple to nipple divided by 2, that's 3.25 inches. Then I went down from the bust point by 1.5 inches. So I just connected the dots, and that's what we have here. So I'm just going to cut that place off. I'm going to close it. So for the back, for cutting the back, I just did almost the same measurement. For the front, the same measurement, but when I got to the waist part, I went up by 1.5 inches because I already took away 1.5 inches from the side. So for it to be equal, I went up by 1.5 inches. So instead of 16, I made the waist 14.5 inches. So I'm just going to shock where it is, and that would affect the waist as well. So I measured the waist to my hip is 8, so I just measure it the same thing, exactly the same thing. So I measured the back, which is 1.5 inches lower than the front. And now for the back of the dress where I'm going to put the zip, I measure half inch inside from the waist, so the back would have a little cuff. Then I'm just going to slant it to the hip and just slant it. I measured the neck as well, 1 inch down, then I just cuff it. So after cutting, I decided to start sewing. So I cut an interfacing for the front and the back neckline. This is a very good idea when you're not using lining for your dress. You can just use this method to make your clothes. Then I attach it to the neck and I'm going to pin it and sew. Attach the back as well. After I'm done sewing the neckline, I'm just going to do a tiny notch around the neck to make it lay nice and flat. It's really important just to prevent bulging around the neck. So now I'm going to join the shoulders of the back and the front piece together. So I'm going to pin them where I want it to be. Then I'm going to sew. So now I'm done joining the shoulders. Now I'm going to join the sides of the dress. As usual, I'm pinning down where I want to join, just to make it easy. Then I'm going to sew. I use 1 inch in sewing, which is really something that I just like doing. So when I'm done, I sew the zipper to the back of the dress. I'm using an invisible zipper and I'm just going to sew it nice and slow. By the way, if you're into anime, I was watching Code Geass while I sew, and it's really an interesting anime. So now I'm sewing the sleeve. I'm taking 1 inch down as well. Then now I'm done with the zipper and everything, so I'm just going to attach the sleeve now to the dress. Now this is me trying out the dress, and I decided to use white silk to do a little pleat at the bottom and the sleeve of the dress. I used 15 inches for the bottom pleat, while I used 6 inches or thereabout for the sleeve pleat. So now I'm just ironing the material. Then I'm sewing and folding the hem of the material. I'm also going to sew a gather stitch or gathering stitch around the top where I'm going to be attaching it to the dress. Then I'm going to gather the pleats. So this is what I'm doing here. I'm gathering it. So basically sewing a very loose stitch around the circumference of the fabric you're using. Then you just drag the threads just to create a gather. So now I'm just going to set it where I want to sew. So this is me just setting it and trying to just look how it turn out to be. So now I'm just going to like measure I'm measuring the sleeve here to know like my exact measurement, if it's longer or shorter. And I realized that it was actually like 2 inches longer when I attached the split. So I decided to cut off about 1.5 inch from the sleeve. So now measuring where I want the bottom plate to be. I want it to be like a slant um design. So I'm just going to measure where I want it to be. I measure 6 inches off, then I just slant it to the bottom. Now I just pin my fabrics together. It's really something I love to do. I love to pin it a lot because it just makes my work easier and faster. So after I'm done pinning, I'm going to start sewing. And I try as much as possible to make sure the gathers are even, just to make sure. So I just like spread it across to make sure it's even while I sew. So now I'm done sewing. I'm removing the pins, and I'm just going to check out how it turned out to be, basically. I'm also going to measure the bust, the waist, and the hip measurements, because the measurement that I want it to be. And if it's not, I'm going to adjust to make sure it is the measurement I want it to be. And now this is a final design. I love how it look on me, and it's so nice. It can be worn to work, can be worn for occasion, formal occasion. And yeah, this is the look. I hope you like it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial.
If you love sewing content, DIY content, any other creative content, this channel is for you. Do well to like this video, comment on this video, and subscribe and turn on your notification button to get notified that I post. And also